The following narration was derived from Wikipedia and the Discover Ireland travel site. The Irish pronunciations are the best I can do. It's a difficult language. If you like this video, please leave us a comment, give us a thumbs up, and maybe share with a friend. The Rock of Cashel, or Cerrig Feidrig, also known as Cashel of the Kings and St. Patrick's Rock, is a historic site located at Cashel in County Tipperary, Ireland. The complex is an ancient royal site of the Kings of Munster and began use as a fortress positioned on its high rock. It developed into a center of political and military power in the 4th and 5th centuries. Two of the most famous people of Irish legend and history are associated with the Rock of Cashel. St. Patrick, who according to legend arrived in Cashel in AD 432 and baptized King Angus, who became Ireland's first Christian ruler. The second was Brian Boru, who was named High King here in 990. He is the only king who was able to unite all of Ireland under one ruler for any significant period of time. According to local mythology, the Rock of Cashel originated in the Devil's Bit, a mountain 20 miles north of Cashel, when St. Patrick banished Satan from a cave, resulting in the rock's landing in Cashel. Cashel is reputed to be the site of the conversion of the King of Munster by St. Patrick in the 5th century, as mentioned above. In 1101, the King of Munster, Muirchertach Ua Briain, donated his fortress on the rock to the church. The picturesque complex has a character of its own and is one of the most remarkable collections of Celtic art and medieval architecture to be found anywhere in Europe. Few remnants of the early structures survive. The majority of the buildings on the current site date from the 12th and 13th centuries. As you approach the castle on the road, it's revealed as you come around the corner of a hill and is strikingly dramatic. At the far end, Cormac's Chapel, the chapel of King Cormac mac Carthay, was begun in 1127 and consecrated in 1134. It is a sophisticated structure with vaulted ceilings and wide arches, drawing on the contemporary European architecture and infusing unique native elements. The Irish abbot of Regensburg, Dormisius of Regensburg, sent 2 of his carpenters to help in the work, and the twin towers on either side of the junction of the nave and chancel are strongly suggestive of their Germanic influence, as this feature is otherwise unknown in Ireland. Other notable features of the building include interior and exterior arcading, a barrel-vaulted roof, a carved tympanum over both doorways. The chapel was constructed primarily of sandstone, which has become waterlogged over the centuries, significantly damaging the interior frescoes. Restoration and preservation required the chapel be completely enclosed in a rainproof structure with interior dehumidifiers to dry out the stone. The cathedral, built between 1235 and 1270, is an aisleless building of cruciform plan, having a central tower and terminating westwards in a massive residential castle. The oldest and tallest of the buildings is the well-preserved round tower at 90 feet, dating from around 1100. Its entrance is 12 feet from the ground, necessitated by a shallow foundation typical of round towers. The tower was built using the dry stone method. Modern conservationists have filled in some of the tower with mortar for safety reasons. Almost 80 years after invading England, the Normans invaded Ireland in the 1160s and spent the next several hundred years subjugating the island. During this period, many of the invaders integrated into the existing Irish culture. The Hall of the Vicar's Choral was built in the 15th century. The Vicar's Choral were laymen, sometimes minor canons, appointed to assist in chanting the cathedral services. At Cashel, there were originally 8 vicars choral with their own seal. This was later reduced to 5 honorary vicars choral who appointed singing men as their deputies, a practice which continued until 1836. The restoration of the hall was undertaken by the Office of Public Works as a project in connection with the European Architectural Heritage Year 1975. In 1647, during the Irish Confederate Wars, Cashel was sacked by English parliamentarian troops under Murrough O'Brien, 1st Earl of Inchiquin. The Irish Confederate troops were massacred, as were the Roman Catholic clergy, including Theobald Stapleton, and many innocent women and children. Inchiquin's troops looted or destroyed many important religious artifacts. In 1749, the main cathedral roof was removed by Arthur Price, the Anglican Archbishop of Cashel. Today, what remains of the Rock of Cashel has become a tourist attraction. Price's decision to remove the roof on what has been called the jewel among Irish church buildings was criticized before and since. The ruins of Hoare Abbey can be seen on the flats to the west of the rock and are open for visitation. The grounds around the buildings are home to an extensive graveyard, which includes a number of high crosses. The entire plateau atop the rock on which the buildings and graveyard lie is walled. Scully's Cross, one of the largest and most famous high crosses on Cashel, originally constructed in 1867, was destroyed in 1976 when lightning struck a metal rod that ran the length of the cross. Visiting the Rock of Cashel is a wonderful way to spend the day. The town of Cashel has several pubs, restaurants, and cafes. You can park in the town and take a short walk up to the castle, or possibly find a spot in the pay and display lot next to the complex, but parking is limited, and only cash is accepted. The entry fee for the facility is €20 for a family, but includes a guided tour at no extra cost. These tours do fill up during the busy summer months, but we visited in September during the week, and there were no crowds to be seen. The views from the castle are extraordinary on a sunny day like this, and the colors are stunning. I hope you've enjoyed this quick tour of the Rock of Cashel and that you'll dive deeper into the history of this amazing ruin. You can use the links in the description to Wikipedia and other resources, as well as checking out our blog for more details, also linked below. Please remember to leave us a comment, give us a thumbs up if you liked this video, and maybe share it with a friend. Or if you have any suggestions on how to improve our 360 video, let us know below. See you next time.